I learned more useful business stuff at the age of 6 than I did at any stage since.
One of the themes I talk about in the context of entrepreneurship is conventional wisdom. I think it's really important that people understand that conventional wisdom is, frankly, most of the time convention and not a lot of wisdom. If we had listened to the conventional wisdom way back in the beginning, in any of the businesses I set up, but let's say New Covent Garden Soup Company, we would never have got out of the blocks. People told us we were crazy, people told us it was a stupid idea, people told us lots of reasons why it wouldn't work, but we persisted.
If you're not encountering enough adversity, you're probably not putting yourself out there enough. And that, in my book, is called playing it safe. And who actually ever achieves anything exciting or innovative, or maybe even just successful, by playing it safe?
That is when you need to have the courage of your convictions. A conviction is to know that you're right, despite everybody telling you you're wrong. And the courage is to do all those things yourself, all those things that have never been done before, yourself, because nobody else is going to do it. And I sometimes say courage of convictions. People say, oh yeah, good. But really, you is the most important word in there. You have the courage of your convictions, because it's down to you as an entrepreneur. And all of you guys, you're all entrepreneurs, you're all business leaders in your own way. Nobody else is going to do it for you, especially if you're trying to do something that's never been done before.
I found him incredibly inspirational. He's very succinct. He comes up with some interesting ideas that you're not expecting. And they're all very user-friendly. And the way he conveys them is something that you can immediately apply to your own business.
What did I learn from this? Lots of things about me, about soup again, about business, about the States, but mostly about how I deal with adversity. And there's two big lessons that I want to impart here. One is, whatever happens, take account of it and quickly move on. Yeah? By all, it's normal to want to figure out and be very clear what went wrong. Whatever went wrong, don't make a long, protracted post-mortem of it, and just get out there and move on to the next thing. And the second, probably even more important lesson was, don't fear failure. It's really easy to say that. It's a big statement, don't fear failure, but it's so true. It resonates with so many people. It certainly resonates with me. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't build a career out of failure, okay? That doesn't happen. But as far as I'm concerned, failure is not a great place to be because it hurts like hell. But it's a wonderful place to have been, frankly, because it makes you make sure you never want to be there again. You never go back to that place.
The more times we were told it can't be done, it was more like a red rag to a bull to prove, you know what, we can make it happen. And as an entrepreneur, the only way you can prove your idea works is by actually doing it.
Having seen John Stapleton present at our global conference, I was really impressed with how sincere and genuine his story of success to failure to success again captivated the true spirit of being an entrepreneur. He didn't just passively pay flippant lip service to how failure galvanised him to success. He actually very sincerely went there and took us with him on his story, an emotional journey of how it had a huge impact on both him, his family, and those who at the time he employed, hired, or who had invested in him. This truly gave a different slant on an entrepreneur's journey, and I have to say, he had the whole room engaged. Got a great ovation at the end, and he would add value to any business conference. Book him before he realises how good he is.
The status quo favours the establishment. Because we're resilient, because we're agile, we can take advantage of uncertainty. There's never been a better time to take control of your business destiny. There's never been a better time to turn your particular uncertainty into a very specific advantage. Embrace adversity. It's not so much about what happens to you when you are in an adverse situation, where the pain comes from. It's much more valuable to understand is how you deal with it is important. And that is where the benefit comes from.
People love authenticity. People listen to people who are authentic. It brings out the best in people when you're authentic. People follow you when you're authentic.
Following a great deal of hindsight, I've pretty much formulated a number of basic principles that I've used ever since, and principles that I use almost now on a daily basis. Principles like having the courage of your convictions, embracing adversity and learning from failure, understanding the power of authenticity in a business environment, and probably the most important of all, keep calm and trust yourself. And when you think about it for a minute, all this really is about turning uncertainty into competitive advantage. I'd be very happy to come and speak at your event on any of these topics and principles, or speak to your team, work with you and your people about implementing some of these ideas. Give me a call, drop me a line, contact details coming up.
If you leverage your personality, you're being authentic, and then you can discover the power of authenticity. Thank you.